Hi everyone. Oh, thank you, Shifa. All right, good morning, everyone. Please just I would like to see responses from everyone on the call. You can use the chat. You can also, mute your mic and speak, right? So good morning, everyone. I hope we are having well, I know it's just Saturday, but I like to say it's the restful weekend. I mean, weekend start on Friday, right? Um, okay, great. I see responses. Awesome. All right, so I believe we're having a restful weekend. So we'll just quickly do something, right? I will just go straight into introduction before we go straight into the session for today, right? Okay, I think I see more females in this class. Oh, the numbers are actually increasing. Awesome. Okay, so let's quickly do something. I would like you all to just use the chat, right? Just drop your name, tell us what you're doing and where you are joining from. So I'm going to start with myself first. My name is Michael Morakinyo. Michael Morakinyo. Just as the name shows on the on your screen. Right, Michael Morakinyo, I'm a program manager at Nest Factory Company, and based in Lagos, and I'll be your facilitator. All right, awesome. So I'd just like to just see a few of you guys' responses regarding this, right? So just put in your name, what you do, and where you're joining from. I don't know if Shefa, I don't know if everybody is joining from Lagos. I know that we usually have some participants from other states, but if you are, regardless, if you're in Lagos or you're in another state, you can just um drop that chat there. So your name, what you do, and where you're joining from. As simple as that. I'd like to see responses. Okay, yeah. Okay, Shiva just responded. Not everyone is from Lagos. Great. Oh, awesome. I see informer Cynthia Madunato. Please, pardon me if I did not pronounce your name correctly. So you say you're a baker and your location is in Ogba, Lagos. Oh, okay. My fellow Lagosians. Oh, finally, I see somebody from Edo State. Amazing. Okay, but before then, okay, yeah. Precious Edobo. Social media manager Edobo. For someone just corrected me over here. Okay, Edobo from Edo State. Awesome. Okay. Nobody's dropping in. Nobody's dropping, just only two so far. So in case you're just joining, so we're just doing a quick of introduction, your name, what you do, and where you're joining from. Right. So I said that my name is Michael Marakinyo, a program manager, and I mean, I'm joining from Lagos, right? I just like to see more responses and then we can move ahead. So while the chats are coming in, let me just quickly see if I can have my screen ready to share. Okay.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Oh, someone wants to speak. Awesome. Good morning.
My name is Grace Uzoka, and I'm into healthy beverage formulations and juice production. I'm joining from FCT Abuja.
Oh,
Thank
Abuja.
you.
Awesome. I was in Abuja last week. I mean, for the second time, but I was able to explore more better than the last time I went. Yeah, nice to have you from Abuja.
Thank
Okay,
you so much.
you're welcome. Does anybody else want to speak? I can have a male speak this time since we had a female speak. I don't know. Is there any male that want to speak? Just put your hand up if you want to speak. I'll really appreciate that. Um, I see Abdul Karim Ogusoya on my screen. Okay, you already dropped that on the chat. That's fine. You said you're a groupreneur joining from Lagos. Awesome. Any other person that wants to just unmute your mic and speak? Let's just do very quickly while I have my slides ready for presentation. Oh, awesome. Andrew Allison. You can unmute your mic and speak, please.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. My name is Alison Andrew. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur, and I'm also a student from University of Jos, a law student. Thank you.
Sorry, please, can you say that again? I'm not sure I got it. Hello, please,
Can
can you
you
say
all
that again,
hear
please?
me? Good morning.
Yeah,
Can you all
I
hear
can
me?
hear you now. I can hear you.
Okay, sorry if my network is breaking. I said I'm a University of Jos student, and I'm also an aspiring entrepreneur. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Sorry, I think my network is breaking.
No, I got you. I got you. No, keep talking. Somebody interrupted you. But continue, please.
Okay, sorry. I said I'm reporting or chatting from University of Jos presently, and I'm also an aspiring entrepreneur.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Anas Aliyu Abubakar. I don't know if you want to say something. Your mic was unmuted. If not, please just mute your mic back. Okay, great. I think you've done that already. Okay. All right. So let me share my screen. Shifa, are you on the call? Shifa? Hi, Shifa. Please, if you're on the call, can you make my other device a co-host?
I think the network took her out. She's not back yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. I think that I'll just. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm actually even a co-host already, so on my other device. I didn't even know that. Give me a few seconds and either we shall. So I wouldn't believe that most of us on the call are entrepreneurs, and I mean the essence of this class is for us to learn how to design slides, right? I mean, she had reached out to me last week, and she told me about the students that would like to learn how to design slides for their pitch deck. I mean, primarily for pitch deck, right? So I mean, I'll be facilitating that session, right? Just to give us, I mean, not will I call it basic, but well, not exactly basic, right? But I mean, what you need to know. I mean, the basic things that you need to know on how to design a very compelling slide. Most of us might have presentation where we have to speak to potential investors. I mean, as the case may be for each and every one of us individually, right? And this would be a very good time for us to learn how to develop something that we can use as a presentation. Okay. Please let me know if my slide is up. I'm trying to share my screen. Hmm. Hmm. It's a few seconds. I think I'll just have this. Nope. Okay. Let me just stop sharing. Let me present in a different way. Okay. Can you see my screen? Please confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
yes,
sir.
I can.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Thank you. So I like to just put a disclaimer out there first before I start. So in case you just see, I mean, while we are learning, right? In case you have any question or probably you won't say anything self that is not very clear, I just bring my attention to it because this is a rush. I want to rush slide, but I mean, I have to just quickly develop this last night, right? But I mean, we're not really going to be looking more around the slide. We're going to make this a very, very practical class, right? And so I'd just like to confirm if we all have our systems, I mean, in front of us. Can we just confirm if we have our systems in front of us for us to make this very practical?
Yes, I have
Please,
mine.
Yes.
can you confirm? Just use the chat, right? To confirm that you have your system, so that when we are done with this slide, we're just going straight into, I mean, how we can develop one. And we'll try to use someone's business as a case study, right, for this session. Oh, awesome. Okay, great. All right, so I would like us to really pay attention to this. I mean, this would form the basis of our practical class, right? So now, like you have on my screen, how to design appealing slides for pitch decks, right? For those that are just joining, because I know that when we started, we had about 20-something persons on the call. I'll just introduce myself again. So my name is Michael Morakinyo, and I'm program manager at Nest Factory Company. I'll be teaching you on how to design company slides, right, for your pitch deck. I mean, I would believe that most of us on the calls are entrepreneurs or business owners, right? So this is a very, very special class for you. Okay. My slide has been changed a bit. Interesting. Okay. Now, so introduction to pitch deck design. That's designing appealing slides for your pitch deck, tools and techniques. First of all, I mean, I would just like one of us to just mute our mic and speak, right? So tell us, I mean, your idea around slides, right? I mean, so why do you think it's important, right, for us to have a pitch deck? I mean, I would just like to just say for one or two persons. I mean, just one person, right? If you want to speak, you can just mute your mic. You can put your hand up, and I'll let you know if you can mute your mic to speak. So the question is, why do you think it's important for a pitch deck? Okay, Precious.
Okay, hello. Hello, can
Oh,
you guys?
sorry. Pardon me, Precious is even a guy. I'm so sorry. In my head, I had pictured a female. Please go ahead. Thank you, Precious.
Okay, no problem. Okay, it's important for we to use that because it helps us. It shows professionalism and it helps us communicate more to our audience. Like it also like we get to put visual element too, and that can also help retain memory of, like, help the viewer, the audience retain more of what you say, and also give them the ability to comprehend more. And not just for pitch test, also when in the business, when working for an organization, we also need to also make slides to also present maybe results or ideas to the them. So that's why we need to learn.
Also, thank you. Absolutely correct, right? Yeah, one keyword, right, from what you said is that it tells with the memory. So where we have, I mean, there's something that they call what's that word again? How surprising we get to understand things from when they see things visually as compared to when they hear, right? So the part of the idea around the pitch deck is that, I mean, when you see visual elements, right, you're able to understand the story better. You're able to even have you're able to have a stronger memory of what is being said as opposed to what sorry, you're able to have a better understanding of what you are seeing as opposed to what you hear. If you understand, that is, I mean, when you watch TV and you watch movies, you see what's going on. You can easily tell the story better than when you're listening to it, right? So a great one, Precious. You can just put your hand down. You can put your hand down now. Yeah. So thank you for that. So I mean, part of it is that, I mean, the importance of visual appeal in pitch deck is to enhance the engagement, making presentation more memorable for the audience, just like you said, right? So as opposed to when you're having to speak, when you are presenting and you have something to show, right, visually, it helps the viewer, it helps the audience, right, able to engage more with what you are presenting. I mean, in this case now, when you're presenting your business, they have like a better understanding. They can better visualize, what your business is about, right? Also, around pitch deck, right, it also has a role for clarity, conciseness, and slide design. So it helps with clear and concise slides, so to ensure that the message is easily understood and retains audience focus. I mean, basically still the same thing that we just said, right? Then I put this third slide, this third part, talking about first impression and why the first slide matters, right? I mean, this is a little bit away from this, but I have to put this here because I mean, over time, I've realized that, I mean, even when I watch people present, I've realized that when a slide comes up, right, it can easily tell if the presentation is going to go well. I mean, not 100% true, right? I mean, the presenter, whoever that is speaking, might do so well in having to, communicate their business idea. But when you come to this slide, even when you see a good slide, you can tell that, yes, you are about to see something very, very, I mean, something very good, right? So you should always ensure that your first slide is very captivating. If you're speaking about your business, right, always make it be that the first slide talks about your business. It could be an image around what you do. For those that have maybe your business is around fashion, right? Your first slide should literally show fashion, maybe like clothing, maybe somebody putting on one of your materials. I mean, something around that, right? With a very, very um, appealing image, right? So, I mean, I just had to put out there that first impression matters a lot. I mean, everywhere. So it also applies to your slide too. So your first slide sets the tone for the entire presentation, and it captures the attention and sparks interest. So, okay, all right. So just moving away from this. Hmm. Okay, what's going on? Okay, better. Oh, pardon this. Pardon number 4 and number 5 is in white text, not black. All right. So, essential element of a pitch deck, right? Clear objective, engaging storyline, visual consistency, right? I'm just going to run through all of this quickly so that we can just go straight into designing, right? So it's very important that you define your primary goal of your pitch, whether it's to inform, persuade, or entertain. So I know most of us already have an idea of what pitch deck is, but it's very important that we still, that you learn these things because, I mean, a lot of people might just design a pitch deck with the idea of just probably informing people about their business, right? Some might just be about entertaining, your audience, right? Some might be about persuading, a potential investor, right? So you need to understand the goal of your pitch. I think in this case, we'll just put it that, I mean, the goal of this pitch is to sort of like persuade a potential investor. So it has to carry some element. It has to carry some very, very key, let's say element, not element in this case now, some very key components, right? Maybe, talking about your problem statement, talking about how you're going to generate funds, right? Stuff like that. So you need to understand that about your pitch. Now, engaging storyline. So you need to also craft narrative that captivates your audience, guiding them through your key points logically. I usually say this a lot. Whenever you're designing a pitch deck, always ensure that you storify your pitch, right? So I usually like the idea when people start off their pitch, having to talk about an experience. For instance, now, maybe you have a business that talks about healthy food, right? Or maybe you process food, something like that, right? And maybe you have an experience about how maybe let's say a family member of yours, was down with some food poisoning, right? And I mean, that's sort of like brought about the idea of, I mean, it might not really be about that. Whatever brings up the idea of your business, you should always put that story out there. Sometimes you can even tag it as maybe our story or why did business exist. It could be you could use any tag, right? Anything to just explain that particular story. So I actually like that to be at the second thought slide, right, of your pitch. so that when you're speaking, they understand your business, where it's coming from, and it's a business that's coming from your heart, not because of, oh, you just want to develop a business, right? So when they understand that, yes, this person speaking about the business, has an understanding based on an experience, right? Based on something that brought about the business, it makes the audience, more interested. It's sort of like captivate their attention. So I mean, that is why I put it there that you should know. Also, um, um, make your pitch, in a story manner. Okay, visual consistency. I mean, use uniform color scheme, typography to maintain a professional appearance throughout your deck. So I want to believe that if not, but I mean, we expect that as a business, you should already have, your brands, right? So you should have like your branding, fully set, your primary colors. I mean, the colors that represent your brands, the typography, things around that. If you do not have that right now, I would really implore you to probably meet to the graphic designer, speak to the graphic designer and let them help you, develop a proper brand for your business. Now, in this case of the pitch deck, it's very important that you stay very consistent with that brand. So if you have a logo, right, let it be that it is the logo and how it's supposed to be represented that is being used on your pitch deck, whatever color that is being used. Like in this case, when you look at this slide I've created, you observe that the colors I'm using are lavender or purple, right? So I've used about, let's say, three colors. I mean, three variations of purple, right? That is what I'm trying to stick with this slide. So I mean, for your own pitch deck, right, you should have, the color that fits in your own brand. If you don't have that now, you should have that, you should start planning to have that. Now, like number 4 and number 5, pardon me, I don't know if you can see the text. It's not very clear, but I'm going to read it out for you. It talks about compelling graphics. So incorporate high quality images and infographics to illustrate concepts and enhance understanding. So you should always ensure that you use images, right? If you're speaking about a problem statement, use images that speaks around the problem, right? Maybe if you're talking about what case will I use now? I don't use for this term. I think the last time I use fashion. If you're talking about water waste, right? If your business is around, water waste, let it have images of areas with very bad usage of water, right? I mean, images that shows that. It can just be one image at the background of the text, or it could be two images placed side by, juxtaposed by the right, you get, of your slide. So I mean, that is just in one aspect. Every of your other slide, not all of your slide, but ensure that you incorporate using high quality images, not blurry images, high quality images. Right? If you have to go and hire a photographer to take a very clear picture for you, you do so, because all of these things communicate how it communicates even how you yourself, how you run your business. If you use pictures that are very blurry, it can also communicate that you're not very serious with your business. If you understand what I mean, it will show that you're not very you just seem very, very nonchalant with how you do things with your business, because all of those things can communicate, how you run your business. Just your slide alone can communicate that. So always ensure that you use high quality images. High quality images can even infer to mean that your products are of high quality. It's as simple as that. So the last one I have here is concise text. So when it comes to slide, limit the amount of text you use per slide. Use key points. Sorry. Give me a few seconds. Sorry about that. Like I said, use concise text, right? So limit the amount of text per slide to key points, to enhance readability and retention. Because when you have a lot of text, it can take a lot for the audience to read what you're saying. Even you presenting itself, it's not be a whole lot for you having to read the whole text, right? So ensure that you use very, very minimum text and use more icons. You can have images. Images can speak, about your ideas, speak about what you're saying at the time. So you don't even necessarily have to use, so much words. Like in the idea of water waste. When you put an image of maybe water being used wrongly in a particular area, maybe in a rural area, that particular image alone can even communicate the problem statement. And then you just have one or two, text, right? Something that you can just, a light on. As simple as that. So ensure that you make your text very, very concise. Okay. Whenever I try to move to my next slide, it takes few seconds. There's always like a delay. Okay. Now, straight. So we have different slide tools that we can use. I mean, different let's say apps, rather tools that we can use to create our slide. One very common one is Microsoft PowerPoint, right? We also have the Google Slides, which I use a lot, right? And we also have Canva. I mean, Canva is really like the go-to slides for a lot of people, and that's what we're going to leverage on. We're going to be using Canva for this particular class. I mean, if time would permit us, we can also go a bit into Google Slides. But I'd like us to use Canva because Canva has a lot of templates that we can use to develop something very quickly. Then we have Adobe Spark. This is not very common, but that still exists. I don't really use much of Adobe Spark. I use more of Canva and Google Slides. Microsoft PowerPoint, it's good, but I mean, when it comes to slide pitch decks like this, I would not really recommend Microsoft PowerPoint. Microsoft PowerPoint I use when it comes to presentation for companies when you want to, go into things, when I want to analyze data and you have to present it. You can use more of Microsoft PowerPoint. So that one helps you with the presentation of data, right? But like I said, we're not going to go into Microsoft PowerPoint. I mean, in this case, I would advise we use, the Canva and Google Slides. There are also other sites that you can use to get easy templates, right, for us to develop slides. So this is just to show you like a list of slide tools that you could use, right? Like I said, if you have any question, you can, just drop it somewhere and we'll come back for question and answers. But then again, if you can't hear me at any point, please just, bring me back. Okay, just to confirm, are we all together? Please let me get responses from you.
Yes, we're here. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. So, but just to reiterate, I mean, best tools that you could use, I mean, for cases like this, it's Canva and Google Slides. Like I said, Microsoft PowerPoint can be a bit more technical, right? Adobe Spark, I mean, you can explore that on your own, but I would just advise you to just use Canva and Google Slides. And why would go with Canva? Because of it has, pre-designed templates. If you prompt it on whatever thing you want, it will just give exactly how you want it, and you can now, tweak it to the way you do, with the way you'd like to present your slides. Okay. Now, design principles for effective slides. Quickly, you should ensure simplicity. I mean, I already talked a bit about this from the other slides, which is in terms of making sure that you don't make your slides too bulky, right? By bulky, I mean you don't make your text itself too bulky. So make it very simple. If you're using colors, right, just use 2 colors max. I mean, you can use 3 colors if you know how to. I mean, if you know how to use it. Some people really do know how to use colors together. But if you know that you don't do so well, I mean, we know ourselves. We don't do so well with having to match colors, right? Just try to stick with 2 colors, right? If it's a black and white, if it's a black and purple, not black and purple, that's 2 deep colors, right? If it's I mean, it's an easy color and a very hard color. I don't know if you understand that. For instance, now, I wouldn't expect you to use black and no, I wouldn't expect you to use white and yellow together. Those are 2 light colors. So if you're having to put a text on it, it won't come out, right? But as opposed to if you're using black and white, if you're using black and blue, as you can see on my screen, what you're seeing is black and blue, right? So just ensure to make your design very simple, very simple. So avoid clutters and keep slides clean to enhance focus, right? Consistency. So use consistent color scheme and font throughout the presentation. If you're using 14 for your text, for the body of your text, let it be 14 all through. If you're using 16 for the header, like in this case now, you can see my header, which is design principles for effective slide. You can tell that the font size here is bigger than that of the body text, right? So you should expect that all of your slides, the header should have the same font size and also in alignment. I'm going to come to alignment part very soon, right? So ensure consistency in all of your slides. Now, contrast. So ensure that the text stands out against the background for better readability. As you can see here now, you can see that the background of this text is dark, right? This is to ensure that you can see my text. If you see my image is in a bright color. You can see the white image behind. If I drop this text on that image itself, you will not be able to see the text. So to ensure contrast, that is why I had put a dark layout behind it so that we can see the text come out. I mean, this can look a bit like a lot of elements being put together as one. But I mean, if you're able to design, you can do something very simple like just having a normal dark background and putting your bright text on top of it, as simple as that, right? And now when it comes to alignment, ensure that your text are aligned properly, not just your text alone, your elements. By element, this is an example of an element. This that you're seeing, this box is an element, right? This is an element, right? So ensure that it's aligned. As you can see, this is in alignment with this, is in alignment with this, right? You're not seeing number one up and number two here down, then number three in the middle. I mean, another way of an alignment is number one can be up, number two can be down, number three can be up, number four can be down, number five can be up. That's the alignment, but not when you have it scattered, right? So ensure that you have your elements aligned. I mean, your elements, your text, they are all elements all together, properly aligned properly for a polished and professional appearance, right? And lastly, use hierarchy. Use size and color effectively to emphasize important points. If you observe, you see that some texts are being put in bold, right? Some are just, there without bold, right? So this is just to ensure that, I mean, whoever that is seeing it can see a difference. This is just for them to see that, okay, I'm trying to make emphasis on this aspect. And you can see now in my text, I made my text bold as compared to when I wrote key principles to enhance slide design for pitch. This is not in bold. But I made my text bold so that if you're having to look at this slide, you can easily see, the explanation around simplicity. You can see the explanation around consistency, just to, apply more emphasis on that explanation. Please let me know if, let me just look at the chat if there's any question. Okay, great. Now, I also have another slide again, talking about images, icons, charts and graphs, infographics and videos, right? So these are also very important that I've mentioned earlier. So ensure that you use high quality photos and illustrations to capture attention. Use icons to replace text. So there's some text that you might use. There's some text that you want to use, and you have icons that can explain that. For instance, you can see images. If you see this, you can see I use an icon that speaks about image, right? So use icons like this. These are called icons. Icons, right? Icons just, explains what the text is. So, but as you can see, I still have to put the word images even after using icons. It's intentional. There's sometimes where you have to put, you have to say, you still have to write the text, right? Even after putting icons. So that, in this case now, if I just put only image here, you might not really understand that it's image. But there's some times whereby just the icons alone explains what the text, what you want to communicate, right? Also when you have to use images, you can use images, in place of a long text. I had explained that earlier. Also, present your data in an easy to understand format for clarity. Now, for persons that want to speak about their what's it called now? What's it called again? Is it your revenue projection? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. And you want to sort of like show a graph of how your business has grown, like let's say between a particular period to another period. So you want to use a graph, right? You want to use like a chart that shows that progression. When they say a graph, it shows, it could be like a linear, graphical representation. showing how you moved from a particular point, above. And I mean, it can also show how probably you came down at a point and how you had to rise up a bit. And all of those things, when you're presenting, you can explain why you have, why your graph is being represented that way, why you have it, why your business went down in a particular month, and why, at another period in time, you went up a bit. Sometimes you can just have to explain why it's being shown that way, as opposed to when you write it in text. When you're writing it in text, that can be a whole lot. You don't want to start reading, all of that. That can be very, very tiring. But when you have it as an image or at a graph or a chart, I mean, it just makes your presentation easy and very understandable. Okay, same thing with infographics, right? Combining text and visuals to tell a compelling story. Same thing too, right? It's very similar to what I just said. So, I mean, you can just have like an infographic of, for instance, I mean, there will be a part where you have, I mean, I don't know if you've taught you guys that around time, stuff like that. So, I mean, you have the text in there, and it also just explains, the revenues, as the case may be. I mean, I don't want to go into that because I'm not a business person, and so I don't know. I don't even know so much around things like that. But I just have like a basic idea around that. I'm just here to teach you how to design sites. Okay, so now creating impactful data visualization. Now, just going from the last thing I spoke about. Now, when you want to create a data visualization, so you need to know the right chart that you want to use. That is not all of the chart that you can use for whatever data you are trying to represent or present, right? So you can either choose to select the bar chart, or the line chart, or the pie chart, based on the data you are trying to convey, right? As a person that they want to, represent how the business has grown. I mean, in that case, a line chart would work for it, right? For the person that they want to represent percentage, right? Percentage of maybe like a particular product as opposed to another product. I think in that case, a pie chart would work. A pie chart can literally show you how a percentage is higher than another percentage, right? So you need to select the right chart type. Sorry, the right chart type, right, for your data. Okay, then with my chart just change color. Interesting. So give me a few seconds. I'm trying to bring this down. Okay. Now keep it simple. So avoid, clutter. Present only essential data for clarity, right? I mean, I think we had explained that earlier. So you don't want to use, too much words or too much data when you're having to present, because there's literally no time. I'm very sure you must have been told that most of the time if you're having to present, it's like present your pitch deck, right? It can be 5 to 10 minutes, nothing more than that. So you want to make it very simple and very, very brief. Now include clear labels and legends. So ensure all your elements has clear labels and legends for easy understanding. What this literally explains is, that sometimes when you might have different colors, maybe a particular color might represent, this might represent a particular product, right? Another color, the colors might either represent years, it might represent product, whatever it is. Always have it that at the bottom of your chart, you put the legends. The legends would represent, when you see this color represents a particular, it could represent whatever thing that you want it to represent. So you have it there. So if you're not even presenting and you have to send out your slides to any potential employer and they look at your chart, they can easily understand what the chart explains. You don't want to just give them an information that confuses them, right? So always ensure that even you as the person, when you're having to review it, right, do you understand what the slide is saying? If you give it to a layman that had no idea about your business and they have to look at your slide, would they be able to understand it easily without having to call you to say, ma'am, please, can you explain what this particular slide is saying? So ensure that you use clear labels and legends when presenting your slide. I would always advise people that whenever they are done with their slide, they should only share their slide with somebody else. Like, somebody is very, very neutral. Let them go through your slide and see if they have any questions. or see if they got confused while I'm looking at your slides, right? Then lastly, okay, the one I just spoke was the last one. So the third one was supposed to be highlighting key data points. So utilize color and slides to draw attention to important figure. I think I already explained this, right? It just basically what I explained earlier. Okay. Lastly, I don't know if this should be my last time because I try to make this slide very short so we can go straight into designing. Okay, yeah, very important. Common mistakes in slides. Yeah. So I just try to just put this out there too, so that we have an understanding of, basic things that we need to know or that we need to avoid, right, when creating slides. So overloading slides with text is basically what I've mentioned. So avoid cramming too much text on your slides as it overwhelms the audience and obscures your messages, right? You might just literally just, move away from the actual message you're trying to pass when you have a lot of slides, right? So using low quality images, this is just reiterating everything that I said earlier. To ensure all your images used are of high resolution. Poor quality visuals can diminish your professionalism, right? Then inconsistent design. If you look at my slides, you see that my slides are looking very simple, right? Just only to ensure that your slides are very simple and not too distracting, right? So inconsistent design elements. So maintain a consistent style in fonts, color, and layout to create a cohesive presentation. Then poor color choices. So select colors that are visually appealing and ensure good contrast for readability. Avoid clashing colors. I'd mentioned we don't want to use colors that do not work together. You can't expect to use two bright colors together. How would you see your text? Just like my second slide, if you were in the session when I started I'm talking, I had a particular slide. I had the last 2 points, you know, having a brighter color, just the same way as the background. So I'm very sure you must have struggled to, see that particular text. So you need to ensure that you don't have cases like that. And so I actually apologize that you saw that because it's a rush talk. So that's why you should not even rush when you're having to design your slide. So take your time to design your slide and always review your slides when you're done. I didn't have time to review the slide. Now, so ensure that your slides are visually appealing and it has very good contrast for readability. As you can tell, you can easily read this. The only issue that you might have with this text is that it's not so bold enough for you to read it, right? So I will ensure that your text are bold. Mind you, don't make it too bold because I've seen cases whereby some places have a particular slide too bold and the other slide not so bold. You don't want to make it too bold, right? Just make sure that it's readable, right? If you're able to review it, look at it yourself. Can I actually read what's on my slide? And I don't have to strain my eyes to read it. And now, also, lastly, neglect. Sorry, give me a few seconds. Pardon me. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm back. I had to check on something. All right, so neglecting to rehearse your presentation. So practice, that's literally what I just spoke about and why there was that error. So practice your presentation multiple times to ensure smooth delivery and familiarity with the content. Okay, this is a bit different, right? But I was talking about the fact that you have to review your slides so that you don't, so that you can easily check for any errors. This is actually talking about the idea of, practicing your presentation. So, after you're done with your slide, ensure that you practice your presentation, you understand your slides, right? Having present your graphs, and every other thing you have on your slide, you must have realized it and you understand what exactly you're presenting, so that so that the audience can easily, you can have clear understanding of what your slide is talking about. Okay, that is that. I think. Okay, yeah, this should be the last slide. So this is just literally, a few things you should just take note of, which is proofreading for errors, right? Ensuring consistency in design, testing readability and clarity, practicing your pitch multiple times, and lastly, seeking feedback from peers, right? Like I mentioned, it's good that you share your slide with, if you're maybe your colleagues or your friends, get feedback from them on what you think about your slides and how you can also improve on your slides. Okay, that is that for now. So I think we can just go straight into designing. But before then, I don't know if there's any question from anyone. If you have any question, you can just put your hand up, and you can also just use the chat. Are there any question from anyone? Or are we saying that what I said so far is very clear? I'd like to hear responses from us.
Yes, please. It's clear for me.
Okay.
Hello, Sam. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the class. Please, I don't know. I just want to ask. The explanation is clear, but I don't know if it will be fair enough.
What?
I say the explanation is clear based on the pitching, but what my question is, I don't know if it will be okay though, if you can send us a sample of this pitch work. You are using the definition, the terms to explain it to us. Maybe a sample of somebody's work. I don't know if you understand.
No, yes, we're going to go straight into Canva. I don't know if you join in time. I said we're going to use Canva to just do a bit of practical.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that was why I sort of like rushed it. So
okay, sorry, I didn't start from the beginning. That's why.
Oh, okay, yes.
All right.
So we're supposed to go into practical, but I decided to just develop this slide first so that we just have that brief, theoretical understanding.
All right.
Yes,
okay,
before we go into the practical. So that's
Thank
just
you,
why I just developed this slide so that we can have that understanding first.
Okay.
Okay, great. Any other question from anyone? Okay, someone asked if it's possible to use our phone. Yes, of course, sure. Yes, you can. Oh, someone exactly. So I was going to say it's going to be stressful. Someone already mentioned that. Yeah, Daniel, exactly. So it might be a bit of stress. I mean, for me, I use my phone sometimes when maybe if I go to a place and I need to develop something very quickly and I'm not with my with my laptop, I just go straight to my Canva. Sometimes I can use what I previously designed on and just make a few changes, change a few elements, and that is it. So it will be good if you already have something on your Canva. You can always access your Canva through your phone. You can download the Canva app, or you can just use the Canva site, right? You create an account. Sorry about that. I don't know if you can see me. A call came in. So you can develop something from your phone, just that it can be a little bit stressful. I'm not going to lie about that. And the stress is usually around having to move elements around. That is usually the stress, having to move elements around. So that's just the problem. But I would always advise you to just use your phone, your laptop, or your tab, whichever one, something that has a bigger screen. Okay. Please, I would like to learn how to share my screen and make a pitch using my Android phone. Could you help me with the steps involved? I want to make sure I can do it smoothly during presentation. Using your Android phone, I wouldn't. Please, this is to everyone. I would not advise you to present using your phone. For every single time that you have to present your pitch, right? use your laptop. Don't try to you can present with your phone, yes, but I will know that I won't advise you. It changes the layout, right, of your presentation. It can make your screen not look great. So because of the size, normally the size for presentation is 16:9. Yeah, there are two different sizes, 16:9 and I can't remember the other size. So it's your presentation must either be that particular size or 16:9. If you're using your phone changes the size completely, and that can affect the look of your presentation. So, but if you're asking me how you can share your screen using your laptop through Zoom, that is pretty easy, right? You would have to be made a post, right? And you'll see share, and when you click on share, it will show you different slides. Different screens on your system, and you just pick the screen that has your slides, that has your pitch deck shown that you present, and you put it in full screen, and you're good to go. Emery, please let me know if I've answered the question. Please just use the chat to let me know if I answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. All right. Just please let's not present with our phones, or it's not advisable. It will make you look professional at all. I've been speaking about professionalism. That will not make you look professional at all. Okay. So let me just go back now. So before I move, please, I would like to just how many of us are familiar with Canvas? Developing pitch slides with Canva. Please, if we've not done it before, just use the chat. Just say that, oh, you've used the Canva. If you've not done so, use the chat saying that you've not used it before. And this will be your first time learning how to use Canva. Okay. Who else, please? I'd like to see more responses. Okay, awesome. Blessings from there with Canva. I do flash with Canva. Awesome. Okay, Ifeoma, you do flash with Canva, but you've not done a pitch slide with Canva before. Can you confirm that? I use Canva on my phone to make presentations.
Yes, I have not done a pitch deck on slide on Canva before. I do flyers.
Oh, okay, awesome. So Andrew says that you all are familiar with Canva, and you guys were taught during the training. So, Andrew, are you saying that you guys were taught how to use pitch deck on Canva, or just how to use Canva for flyers? Can you confirm that?
I learned Canva for flyers on my own. I've not done Canvas on this meeting before. On this, no, I've not been taught here.
Okay, awesome. Okay, I just wanted to confirm that. So, but I think we have a lot of persons on the call that, this using Canva to develop slides will be very beneficial. So let's just get straight into business. All right. So, some of us say that we. So please pardon me, just a few seconds. Please, I'll go silent for a few seconds. I just want to just quickly address something here. All right. Sorry about that. I see that some person with you. Chief, are you on the call, please? I hope Ola did not misinterpret the idea of this slide ending as the class rounding up, please. Okay, great. Sochuka, I see your message. Welcome. So let's definitely go straight into Canva. So I don't know if most of us already have if we registered for Canva. I mean if we have an account with Canva, that's what I mean. But if not, I'll just take us through that process. So as long as you have a Google account, you can easily create a Canva account. So I'm going to share my screen back again. To where we have Canva. Okay. Please confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir, I can see your screen.
Awesome. So we're using Canva, and if you go to canva.com, I would like us to do this alongside with me. But either way, I believe this call is recorded, so we can still have access to this after this class. So we can still have, maybe in our homes, just personalize it ourselves. Okay. Oh, because I already have an account, so that is why this is showing this way. But let me see. Let me see if I can. It's still showing my account. Okay, but either way, it's not very difficult. So if you log in, right, you see where it shows create an account, and then just use your Gmail. Use your Gmail to create an account. So that's a very, very easy approach. You don't have to do the whole putting your first name, last name, things like that. So just log in with your Gmail account. I'll just like to confirm from us if we have that sorted already. Is there a time I can join to unlimited access to ProFuture? Every time I make payments on Hertz online, the team payments audit expired. Yeah, I used to be in the team too before, but okay, I think I'm still there, safe. But I don't use them again. If you can look at this, this is the motion teams. But there's always, you can chat me up later, and I'll see if that can be arranged. There's usually I think if it's 2,000 naira that would have to pay to have unlimited access to all of the resources on Canva, like a free elements and all, or elements that are supposed to be paid for. You can have access to them. But it's not necessary, because most of the time, you can still do with what you have. I don't usually even use the paid one, because you can still, what you have on the free version is actually enough to cover whatever thing you want to design, right? Okay. So this is me going back. Awesome. Now, I would like someone to, they've actually changed the interface of Canva. This is not really how it looks before. So I would like, oh, okay. Interesting. I see what Canva has done. So you know that you can collaborate on Canva. So why is it showing me? Because I know I have somebody, oh, this is on the team. Personal. Let me take it back to personal. So that if there is somebody else already on that interface too, I mean, you get to see who is on that interface. It shows their name. But while I was there, it was showing me. That is me. So just let me know that okay, I'm just the one on the page there. Okay, Steven's is showing there too as you. Okay, so now let's just do something quickly because of time. I would like somebody to just volunteer. Let's use your business as an idea. I mean, let's see if we can create something from scratch with your business. Does anybody wants to volunteer? I mean, maybe somebody around food, maybe fashion. I mean, anyone, it's fine. So just unmute your mic and speak. So before that, please, anybody actually interested? So I want to use someone's business as a case study for us to develop a pitch deck.
Okay, I run a baking business. Is that okay?
You want to be? That's fine. I mean, anyone works.
Okay.
All right. So you run a baking business. Amazing. Oh, I've been informed by Chief that I should ensure to round up before 12 by 11:45 max. Okay, I'll try to be very fast with this. So as you can see, I already asked Canva earlier on for a pitch deck. So this is me just searching for a free template on pitch deck on Canva, and okay, I think different. These are very common. This one are very easy. So just so you know, you can develop one from scratch. I mean, I developed a lot of my designs from scratch, but you know, cases where you just want to do this one very quick and easy, right? You can just work with templates. Because developing from scratch, you know, can make. Oh, thank you. If you please mute your mic. Thank you. So developing one from scratch can be a bit technical. I mean, you just have to just know how to use a lot of the elements on Canva, putting them together, right? But when you already have like a template, you have everything already there, just for you to just, you know, we work on it to fit your business. So let us see which one looks good. Since we are looking at a business that talks around food. Sorry, Ifeoma, can you just drop on the chat what your business is about, right? Tell us what you do. All right. Ifeoma, please, I'll be expecting it. Okay, great. Oh, it's about, okay, invents, food, cakes, and more. It's a confectionery business located in Lagos. Okay. So let's just do something. I think let's see how this slide looks. I think this is okay. I think we should just go with this. Oh, it's a pro version. So this is actually not free. So if it that, I mean, if I was going to use let me try. I don't want to use that because I wouldn't want to use that. Let's use a template that is free. So whenever you see this green or this crown icon, that means that is a pro. I mean, only those that are using the pro version can access it. Let's see how this looks. Okay, I think we can use this. We'll just change the elements, but this is very, very wordy. Okay. So we're going to use this thing. Oh, wait. This template itself is not even free. Interesting. Let me see if let me see what it says. I thought this was the free template.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Michael.
Okay, let's just go with this.
Yes, from my observation, I think
So I
any
mean,
free
for what you're
version does
saying,
not
you can
come
tell
with
that there are different
crown.
templates. Some free, some the pro version, right? So we'll just go with this. I mean, the way this side is looking, you can change it completely. It will not even look like this template that we have. But just to mention again, why Canva is a very, very good tool. So you can use Canva for a lot of things. Aside this business pitch, right? You can use Canva to develop your company profile. I mean, just tell Canva what you need. I mean, whatever design you need, right? It will give you a template. If you need a design for your flyer, it will give you a template, right? So you can literally do almost anything that concerns design on Canva. Okay. I think it's coming up now. Why is this losing my network? Let me confirm. Okay, so what is happening? I'm going to go to Gemini. I'm going to use an AI tool called Gemini to just develop content. Please, this that I'm doing, I would not advise you to to just use it like that, right? Please, whatever you're having to do, whatever you're having to present, let it be very, very authentic and original, right? So I'm just doing this for the sake of this class, right? And because I do not own the business, and if I'm to tell the owner of the business that to give me content, that might take a while. So I'm just going to generate content from this AI tool. I mean, this is very similar to ChatGPT. If you don't know Gemini is also another AI tool that you can use to generate content and ask any question you want to ask. So I'm going to give it a prompt. I'd like to greet them. Please help us create content I could use for my pitch deck. Sorry. So my business, what's the name of the business again? Eventful
cakes and more.
Eventful cakes
And more.
and more. Okay, yeah, so the reason why I'm not even using Gemini or the other one is because unfortunately my laptop would not allow me to use ChatGPT. I don't know what it did. I don't know. So I can't use ChatGPT and some other tools on this laptop. This is actually a work laptop. So I think we're not allowed to use ChatGPT. You have to generate it from your head. But I mean, I'm able to use Gemini, but Gemini doesn't, and I think I know why you don't use Gemini, because Gemini doesn't give you, the content is not as great, right, as ChatGPT. That I know. Okay, more. So if I must confirm that your spelling of more is M-O-R-E or M-O-R-E.
I can hear you, sir.
You have it here. More. This is a confectionery business. What are you guys' services again? I mean, what you guys? Okay, okay, don't worry, I've seen it already. We make cakes, pastries,
desserts, cocktails.
We make cakes and other pastries. What am I typing? Cakes, pastries, and cater for wedding. Pardon me, I made a mistake with that. Let me put that chat. Other special events. Special events located in Lagos and has been existing since
2021.
2018. This is me just giving you that one. Might not be necessary, but I just want to see what it comes up with. I wish I could use ChatGPT for this right now. Okay. Let's see what comes up. That was so quick. Interesting. Okay. Provide a more detailed content for each slide. All right, so while that is happening, I am going back to see if our slide is up. Okay, the thing is up already. Do you have a logo?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Informa?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I can't hear you. Wait.
I do, so I have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can hear you now. The call I received. Yeah, I can hear you anyways. Great. What's your brand color? Or do you have a brand color already?
Yes, I have. Dark green, that is like army green. The first shade of green that you use, that is for, it says a pro flyer that you couldn't use. That first shade of green, the dark green.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the color.
Is it this?
Okay. Darker one. Come down. Down. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
This?
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, I got that. What have I done? Okay. Sorry, green and what?
Gold, green and gold.
Green and gold. Okay. Is there anything similar to that here that you're seeing on the screen?
Down, come down, closer to the yellow. Before the yellow, yes.
Okay.
It's a bit light, but we can manage it.
Okay. I mean, this is just for an example. All right.
Okay.
So this sort of like mixed it, but we can just stick with only green here. But it has still, I'm just having this on the kit here, brand kit. Let me add to it. Yeah, green added. So we have your two colors. If you can see, I just added the two colors, which is green and gold, which is your brand kit. So for every time we need to design, we'll just come here to use these two colors. Do you understand? So that's what I did there. So I can as well just, let me delete this. I don't know why this is there. For me, like I mentioned, I would prefer us not to use this as our first slide. Remember that I mentioned that your first slide, matters a lot. It gives an impression. So I think I would like us to just use an image, right? So using an image, since your business is around, let me see what ChatGPT has brought up for me. This is why I don't like Gemini. Anyway, let's just do it like that. Okay, so let's try to get an image. Let me come back here. Back to Splash. Why did you laugh, Precious? So, I mean, for you can have pictures of your own product. So maybe you have like maybe you took pictures of your product together, right? That is what you can use. So you don't want to use I mean, I'm not saying that you cannot go online to check for pictures of like what I'm doing, but I would always advise that you use your own pictures, right? Use pictures that you took yourself of your product. Let it be like your product that is showing, not a product online. Right? But because I don't have a product here, I don't have a picture that has a product. So I'm just going online to go and look for something that speaks around your product and to put at the background. So let me just ask for pictures of pastries. I don't know. Is it the kind of pastries you make? If over, I hope I'm not taking your pastries to the ones in England. Though. This is what looking like those UK pastries. All right, let's see if we have other images. Time to load. But I'll just pick anyone. I'll just pick anyone because of time. I have very limited time now. I think I like this. Copying it. Copy image. Let me see if I can easily paste it. on it. Control V. Okay. So we have our image there. I'd like to turn it around. Okay, can't do that. Should be around here. Clip, yeah. Yeah, awesome. So I did this because I want our text to be in this area while we have the donut shown at the right hand side. So please, if I want to confirm if this speaks to your business.
It's okay. It's okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Very okay, yes.
So I'm just going to expand this. Expand it a little bit. Expand a little bit. I can just put it as the background instead. So set image as background, exactly. I don't know if you saw what I just did. So instead of me having to manually like expand to the edges, so you can just set the image as your background. Set image as background. You can see over here. I mean, right, and then we have the, and again. So one of why I use this, I use this image because they have mentioned that your colors is gold. Sorry about the noise, please. I mean, I'm not necessarily. I mean, it doesn't have to follow. So now we can put the name of your business now, Cakes and More.
Eventful.
Oh,
Eventful cakes and more.
Eventful, rather. Eventful cakes. Eventful Cakes and More. So
Yes.
let me
Yes.
just go to my Gemini. Let me cover what I have here already. Eventful Cakes and More. Control copy and paste. Yeah, Eventful Cakes and More. You have a logo, right?
Yes, I have. I have a logo.
Okay, great. So you can put your logo. I mean, so just so you know, it's because of how this is looking, right? That sometimes you might not necessarily have to put your image in full. Your image can just be around the edge, right? And you have your logo, with a white background and just only an image at the corner. It doesn't have to be the full background. I'm just doing this because of, I don't know the color of the logo. Even that I know the color of the logo. If that I have the logo right here, putting the logo on this would let me know if this background works. I don't know if that makes sense. Because like I said, you don't want to use colors that, you don't want to put your logo, and if your logo does not work with the background, you would have to take it out completely. But since I don't have the logo, I'm just going to just use this as the logo, thinking this is what Eventful Cakes and More looks like. And since this logo is looking white, we can leave it as that. Or we can put it in the other brand color, which is green. Yeah. So we can just put it like this, green. Yeah. Okay. Then you don't have to put pitch deck. Now, by the way, you are presenting a pitch deck here. You don't have to go and write it here, that pitch deck itself. No. The pitch deck is the old document itself, it's the slide itself. So, because I see it a lot. Some persons do it. It's not a bad idea, but there is no need to do that. You understand? Let it be the name of your business there, right? So I'll leave this to this. I don't know what the typography is for this particular Eventful Cakes and More. But when you're happy to design this, just put it in your own, using your own brand guideline, right? So I'll leave it here. Then you can, maybe over here, you can put your name. You can, okay. You did this. We can just change this color if you want. Not necessarily, sure. I'm just doing this. Not presented. You want to put that? Let's leave it like that, sure, for now. Informa if you don't like this, you can change it, right? Just do what you prefer. I always like to have like something that we can put underneath it. Something like this now, elevating celebration one bite at a time. Do you have like what do you call it again? I was going to say slogan, not slogan. What is it called again now? Tagline. Do you have one? I should just do with this. Either way, I'll just work with this. Then you can just add the text. You come over here to add text. You can come here to add text. So you use like add little body text because it's a tagline. So it doesn't have to be big. So just add this. Once you add this, Control Z. So this is over here. You can bring it down here. Remember alignment. This is, you can see a line that is showing, that purple line. That's what will help you with the alignment. Then Control V. Then you can extend it, and you can change it to maybe slant and put it in white or maybe in green. No, green doesn't work. As you can see, it doesn't work with this color. So you can probably just put it back in white, or let us see how it looks if it's dark. And then bold. No, I don't really like it. I'm supposed to put something behind this. I think one thing that will really help this design is if we put a dark layout, just like how I did in my presentation. So to put a dark layout is to, or should we make it transparent? Okay. No. But you can just insert an element, right? Not element, please. Oh, the layout of Crew. Where do I get the layout again from? In a long time I used this. Which is shapes. That's the shape. Supposed to be shapes. Yeah. Supposed to be shapes. Interesting. This is me. Literally. I think I will just use this. Yeah. This is not what I wanted to do. Make it dark and make it transparent. Call of time. I don't want to waste too much time doing this. But there's a way I'm supposed to put a layout around this, and I'm gonna put it behind and make it dark. So it has my pictures shown behind, right? I mean in full like this, but darker, so that my text So all of these text that are seeing, this element can come out, pretty well. Just like how I had my presentation, that the slide I was showing when I started teaching. So I wanted to do that for because of time. I mean, I can't really do that. Except I will just have to go and hack Google. I mean, so that's the something I also like to encourage you all to do too. So for every time you're going to design something, like if you're a bit lost and you want to figure out something, you can only just go ask Google, right? Oh, how do you do this? And watch a video about this. Yeah, I wanted to reduce the opacity. I mean, okay, not the transparency now because I'm seeing someone's chat. Where can I find out opacity again? Anyways, let's just move forward. Let's just move forward with this. But you get the idea. The main thing that you understand what I'm trying to achieve, right? I just wish we had more time to do that. So quickly, I mean, so gracefully we've been given a good template already on how we can, I mean, the table of contents, so we can just work with this, right? I mean, why I asked Gemini was so that it can also give us a good one. We don't need to put dates. I mean, you can decide to put dates if you want to do that. Then let's just go straight to the problem statement. Now, because of that time, I'm not going to go straight into this. I'm going to change this completely. I'm changing this. I'm changing this. I'm changing this to problem statement. Or we can start with introduction. Introduction can still work just to talk about what your business is about, right? And delete. If you're having to introduce your business, you can put at the side here an image. You can insert an image. You come here and insert an image frame. I just deleted the one that was there before. An image frame, right? Can expand it a little bit. Then put an image maybe it is introduction. You can put an image of yourself, maybe sharing or maybe delivering your product or your service, whatever it is, right? I would see if I can just quickly develop one from here. Okay, I think we need to use the pro version to get an image, or we can just quickly do something from here. You can just pick. We can pick this. No. Okay, we can pick this. I mean, this is not exactly what I would want us to use, but let's just use this for now. Copy image. But like I said, for every time you're doing this, let it be something that is literally what you are doing. Don't go and use somebody else's image. Then you bring this in here. Once you bring it in here, it fits into that frame. That's the idea of the frame. Get. So basically, yeah, it's just you talking about your business, right? Eventful, blah 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 blah. We do this, we do that, we do this. I mean, stuff around that. Just expand on it. You can change the background. If you don't like this background, you can change the background as well. But I would always advise people that people should always use a white background, right? It's always, I mean, if you're not using an image as the background, right? Use a white background, right? Or if you don't the white background, something that is very calm, because you don't use any shadow background, not even use dark, don't use black. And people use black, people know how to use black, but I would advise you not to use black background. So please, can you mute your mic? Who's speaking? Hello, Atoyin. Please, thank you. So you can use you can use what was I saying just now? So don't use the black background. I mean, some persons are experts, but I would advise you not to use it. Just use the white background most times. You can put a borderline to this if you want to, but that's by the way. Then just have text around there. Now, problem statement. So this can see this image is showing that this lady is having a problem. She has an issue, but this is not speaking about your business. So you can change this completely to, let me ask for problem with food. I don't know. I'm just asking. This is me just asking any question. Sometimes it might not be an image. It can just be an icon around problem. That's also another thing too. Sometimes it might not really have something that literally, something that literally shows the problem. Or if sure, as a matter of fact, it might not really be solving a problem directly. So just use an icon that shows a problem, or use a question marks. Something that shows problem, right? So if I just click on problem image, right, I should see something. So this is one. Okay, this is one, but this one should follow my solution. So if you are using this, that means that that particular slide would have to have both the problem statement and the solution statement in it. So this is one again, problem. Which one should I use? Or let me just confirm. Is there a problem that you're trying to solve? Do you have like a problem statement? Let me see if I can get an image that speaks around that instead of just using an icon for problem.
Okay, we are trying to give people pastries and baked products that are baked from the scratch, not pre-made. It's fresh, it's hot, and it's healthy. So we're solving the problem of people eating pastries that's been over preserved with chemicals. So we bake from the scratch. That's our solution. It's fresh, it's baked from the scratch. Is that okay, sir?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Okay. These are not really speaking, but we can as well just, I think we can just use like a problem icon in this case. I was going to look for something that, so most of when you're designing, it takes time. Designing slide can take time because you have to really think about what fits what you're presenting. So that is why I'm here doing research. So this is me just doing my quick research, right? So I don't know if this fits perfectly. It does not really talk about it like that, even when it shows how unhealthy food can affect. This one is kicking against your food, making it seem as if pastries, the pastries themselves are not even healthy. So let's just leave it. Let's move from that. Let's just put something like an icon that shows problem. Control copy image and paste. So sometimes search for problem with food. Oh, okay. Oh, I just saw your message. Let me do that quickly then. Problem with food preservatives. Okay. A Shifa will come for me. Oh, there's not usually enough time for this. Problem with food preservatives. Preservatives. Okay. So I thought about something just now. So you can have an image like this at the full background, right? Just put it behind. And this is where that layout thing that would now work perfectly. What I was trying to develop at the very first slide. Okay, just quickly, just checking. Hmm. This is a difficult one. I think we'll just stick with the image like that. Or if you see anyone that you feel like is nice that you want me to use, I mean, we are doing it together here. So you can just tell me, just like how you told me to use this prompt. So, well, I think we'll just leave this one for now. Let's change this completely. Or better still, let's leave it and change the color to our brand color. Green, yellow, green. What's going on? Let's take out this. Let's take out this. Then I like all of this, and no, I like only this and drag. God, I wish I had time. There are a lot of things that you would need to learn with Canva, even having to the way I moved it. So you can see you can move something separately alone, right? But you can also move more than one element together. You just have to just align the elements together, and you see that it's all together and you can move them, right? If this is there, I can also align to all of this with this element and move it together. Do you see? So, but that's just something you just know by the side. Okay. Now let me just go pick up this image. You can, I mean, this one is licensed. I hope I'm not violating any law here.
Sir, maybe you should just use any image. It's almost 12, so you don't log us out automatically. You should just use the one with the problem.
Yeah, I'm doing that already.
Yeah.
I think I need to reduce this and expand this. And now, are we sticking with this with black? But I mean, if you want to change the color for black, you can also do that too. You can decide to use green, right? If that's our color, not necessarily then. Remember what we talked about consistency, right? So the same thing to apply, and it has to be the same font size, if we remember. And this should follow the same size for all of the text. I don't have the problem statement, but whatever it is, you can. Sorry, I wanted the if it was ChatGPT now, ChatGPT would have given me content. That's why I came here so that I can just copy the content like to make our slide look better. But let's just copy what we have here like this. Copy and paste. Okay, so this is also something nice that we can do here. So you can use icons for each of these for each of these problems. And you can see they are in different. We have about 3 different problems stated here. Not necessarily now, right? But so that you don't make your slide look very empty and scanty. That's like if I would use an image, now image would have worked perfectly. But because of we're using a white background, as you can see, it looks very, very empty and scanty, right? You can put an icon that speaks around lack of high quality, right? Let me see if I can quickly get that because of time. Icon. High quality icon. Sorry, low quality rather. I don't think there's an icon for that anyways, but I'm just trying. Okay, we just have quality icon anyways. This is making it seem as though we're in support of it. But anyway, Sha, I mean, it's just for you to have that understanding. So, because I don't want to make it just plain, I mean, we just have to do it that way. Quickly, let's move to the next one. We are changing this. I don't know why the other colors are still showing blue. Normally, when you change the brand, everything's supposed to be affected. I think I missed out on something. Mm-hmm. This tells you what happened. Well, something is wrong here. Apply to all pages. Yeah. So this might not be exactly how we want it to look, but you can make the changes yourself. Just change it completely. So let's just change this one to white. I think that I missed out on it. So when you make changes like this, it can affect the all of the slide. It changes the slide so it fits into your brand, right? I don't know if maybe this is how your brand looks, so but if not, you can always make those changes, right? So now, I don't like how this one is looking. But anyway, something we can also change the background. If you don't like the green, you can change it. Now this is how this is looking. Target audience. Now we need to change this as well to white so that we can have the other line shown. But that's still, we can also change this. We can change this graph. But target market, I don't like target market looking like this. That's why I didn't want us to use this particular graph before. So what we can do is to change the graph itself. I think I've moved. So give me a few seconds. Oh, I think I'm being called already to round up. My goodness. This is not nice at all. And I'm not yet able to cover so much. But I just want to just confirm that, I mean, the template already gives you, it gives you a very, very good start on how you can work on your slides, right? And how you can make changes. So it's just for you to just edit them, right? And see how you can make it look better to fit in what you want. So you are literally just changing the content and maybe changing the layout on how you want it to look. Please let me know if there's anything you want me to quickly touch on so that I don't waste time having to go each and every slide. Is there anything you want me to just quickly make you understand? I mean, even after having to see a template that you can work with easily. Oh, sure. You get the recording of this class. So I would also advise you that you can also still watch YouTube on how you can do this better. I wish I had more time to do this, but the major thing is that you already understand the basics, the principles of design, which I started, right? I can see a question. Please work on the graph part. How to create, okay, awesome. Let me quickly do that then. Oh, I'm hearing that we have to end the class now. So you can bring an element here. I don't like this one, so I'm going to delete this. This one, I don't think anybody understands that. So you can come here and ask for graph. Yeah. I don't know if you can see my screen. So we can either use any chart. I think this was the one that I saw there. It was a bit complicated. This is a different kind of graph, but let us use this one. Great. So we bring this here. You can see that it's already fitting to our color, right? Now we can change the items. Target market. Does this work for target market? No, target market should be something. This graph works for revenue, your traction,